Welcome back to Unpaid and Underrated, the podcast for crew, by crew, relentlessly mocked by crew, and sometimes recorded poorly by crew. We are here on episode 117, and we're joined by few special guests, one of which just dipped out to get his headphones. We will bring him in as soon as he is ready. I'm Big Joey, and I'm reading the notes, and I'm really loving gear narrow topics. Gear narrow topics. That's some good shit right there. Um,
Is that
I'm
something
joined
I?
as I'm gonna
Yeah, big Keith here. Howdy, howdy. What did I'm
yeah
trying to see where
I'm
I
gonna
did I?
screenshot that shit.
Oh, was that
Um,
me talking? It was. Where are you reading that?
it's right in the notes, man.
I know.
Gear
These notes are
narrow
seven
topics.
page. Like
Right at the
what?
top where it normally says general topics, it says gear narrow.
Oh, yeah. There's just a space there.
That's right up. General is still not spelled that way.
I don't know where that
Um,
came from.
I'm joined by Big Keith. I
Howdy,
have Big
howdy.
Debo here with me,
Hello, hello.
and
Welcome back.
Big Patrick.
Hello.
Hello. Uh,
Shalom.
hello. Shalom. As always, let's dive right into the gear narrow topics. Start. Who's drinking what?
The basic LaCroix, little lime LaCroix, pretty good. You got anything over there, Debo?
I do. I have the blueberry pomegranate bubbly.
Nice, coming prepared, even on like
That sounds
eight.
awesome.
Give him
It
about
is
20 minutes
amazing.
notice to hop on the podcast and talk about some stuff with us. What about you, Patrick? Anything good?
I have got a big old jug of cherry limeade flavored BCAAs.
Oh,
So
there you go.
helps me get my water in, I guess. So
Nice.
I got me a refrigerator right here. Hold on. Yeah,
Oh, you got a Coke.
buddy.
Is that a zero?
It's a Coke Zero Sugar. Only 38 milligrams of caffeine. Should only keep me up till tomorrow. I am wearing the Huge Life shirt, mostly because it fit and I was happy with it. Anybody else got anything cool? I see a nice sweater over there on Big Pat.
Yeah, I got that one. It's the what's that? Strength is a number, weight is a feeling. Weight is a feeling, strength is a number. Yeah, weight is
yep.
Weight is a
enough.
number, heavy is a feeling.
her too. If I knew everything, I wouldn't be here.
We are not professionals.
I am not. I tell people. I tell people all the time. Like I'm not perfect, but like, and then it's kind of like, you know, depending on what the topic conversation is, I might be like, yeah, pretty damn close sometimes. But if I'm right 95% of the time at work, that's pretty goddamn good, and I'm okay with that.
Po Buddy's nerfed there, bud. Anybody else wearing anything cool? Like,
yeah, buddy, lightweight. It's a good one.
Well, I am.
Ooh,
that's a good segue.
That is a perfect
let's-
segue, actually.
On into that.
Yeah. So I have the new UNU, the unpaid and underrated hoodie on.
Nice.
Tell us about that. Where does it come from?
Yeah. So Keith, me, Big Jakey, and Big Brandon are all in a group chat because we're all going to room together at an Airbnb in Crew Falls. And one day, Big Brandon, just out of the blue, brings up, is there a way to get a UNU hoodie? And everybody, me and Jakey, were like, yeah, we need that. We want that. So Keith was like, well, let me first see if it's okay. So he got it cleared through Tanner, and
you and you. I had to go through them with the boys too, because it was like there was a lot of moving pieces of like, well, what if Tanner wants to make one, and we don't want to take away from them making our merch, but it's like, okay, well, it's already if that was going to happen, you know, like it's you know, already winter time, so I think we're okay. They're not making a hoodie for us just yet, so. But yeah, everyone, you know, gave the green light as long as it wasn't necessarily like, you know, coming from you and you. So,
right. And so I was able to get the design logos from Keith, and we locally have a store that does all of these like stores online. And so like as an individual, I put my gym tee on a shirt and I sell it on that store, no profit. I don't get any money out of it. It's just if somebody wants my shirt, they like it, they can buy it. And like my family, my kids all wear the shirts and things of that nature. So I said we could do it on that site. we can set it up where nobody makes any money other than the company that's selling us the t-shirt. And they do ship, unfortunately, not to the neighbors in the north. So the Canadians have a slightly harder route to go. You have to have someone in America buy it and then ship it to you, which I think is what Big Joe is having done for him, right?
Yep. It's already done. We'll talk about that later, maybe. But yes,
okay.
that was accomplished today with some back and forth with the post office, but it's all good. We are all squared away.
Yeah, but we did get 2 burns snowed with 1 rock on that one because I'm going to get the refresh of the stickers as well.
Yeah. We did a plate snacks reorder, so you got 20 of each of those coming your way.
And so, like, I went to the people and showed them the design, and they put it together on the hoodie and a zip hoodie, and we posted it on the Discord last week. And we've already had people buying up the zip hoodies and the regular hoodie to rock out the UNU podcast.
Yeah. So just for my own input on this one, originally when Keith had sent it, it was only on the zip up, and I was like, I hate zip ups. Can we do both? And that's when he came to you and said, can we do the other one? So for all of my over the head non zip up friends, you're welcome. I would like to point out.
Ironically, you brought that up in the podcast.
Yeah, like the week
maybe
before,
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Or was it already?
You said you weren't getting the gym zip up because you didn't like the pockets don't come together. You can't put your hands together in the pocket.
Yeah, I don't like zip ups in general. And I do want to point out something you didn't mention, if you don't mind me kind of stealing that thunder a little bit. This is actually our logo. As much as, we love all the other merch that's come out with our stuff on it, this is actually our podcast logo. It is our UNU. It is our unpaid underrated logo. Mm-hmm. So this does look exactly like everything you've seen from us. Again, cool part is nobody's making money on this. This is literally a venture for crew by crew.
I mean, well, that's what we tell people, but like even though Debo's not making any money off the store, like he still has to pay me $5 for every order out of his own pocket. Because we gotta get Nate that speedboat. So I mean, I will be collecting that at Crew Falls one way or another. There, Big Debo. No, that was but no, I think this like in the last. I don't even think it's been 3 weeks in the making. I think it's been like 12 days or something. It has been very very like you had them in hand with it from like within like 10 days of us like you guys asking in the group chat about starting it up. So things moved pretty quick on that.
Well, whenever it's something that we wanted and it looks cool and they feel great, by the way. Whenever you put them on, it's soft on the inside, and if it's true, like I wear large and everything, and this fits just fine.
Nice,
incredible. Pat, any intention on grabbing one of those, Big Patrick?
I got to be perfectly honest with you guys. I hate zip ups. I saw them.
Yep. But that's why we got the regular hoodie.
We have a regular hoodie. That's what I'm wearing.
You do? Not a zip up?
Yeah, I'm not a zip up. Regular hoodie. Yep. That's just
there's
my
both.
My there's both of them.
They had originally only done the zip up, and I said, no, please do a regular hoodie. So now we have the regular hoodie and the zip up.
Oh, thank God. Because when they released that maroon one, was it 2 weeks ago? And I was so excited for a new jacket. And then it's got the zip up, and I said, I just can't do it.
I'm the same way. Yeah, I have about 4 zip ups and I wear 1. And that's like on special occasions when I want to show off the t-shirt I'm wearing. So I prefer the pullovers as well. Well, thanks, Debo. And thank you for the group chat for getting that together. That's it's going to be an interesting Crew Falls because I think there's going to be a lot of unpaid and underrated represented at the Massonomics meetup. And I don't have a lot of complaints about that. I think that's hilarious.
I mean, so Tanner did and I even with Tanner because I was like, because we wanted to go black hoodie, red lettering, but they got back to Debo and they're like, we think it's going to be like at least the red that they had in their like print shop, or whatever. They thought it was going to like bleed into it and just not be.
That would be ugly. I would be honest. Like you probably want to go red hoodie, black or white. Writing, and nobody's wearing a red hoodie except me.
No, I wouldn't wear a red hoodie. But anyway, so like because essentially it is the same color scheme of the the Hall of Fame jacket. So I just wanted to be like, I like specifically made that point to Tanner. Like, I think the point to Tanner though, I think I could have asked Tanner for almost anything and he wouldn't say no. So it's like, I guess it's not that big of a deal that Tanner said okay.
We're
Like,
gonna release our own drink cozy.
Yeah, like like it'd have to be so vulgarly crossing the line for him to actually say, "Hey, asshole, no." That like, so I guess it's all just a formality because Tanner's never said no to anything we've ever asked him in like the 3 years we've been doing this because he's just a great dude. But yeah, I kind of did think about that the other day. I was like, what would he have? Like, what ungodly request would we have to make for him to be like, guys, I don't think that's gonna work out. So,
Our own drink spotter.
yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah. So yeah, that's dope.
So like Jake, Brandon, and I are all flying out of Louisville together, and we are coordinated. We're going to be wearing this on the flight and
beautiful.
everything going.
The Unpaid and Underrated is the official flight uniform of Crew.
It does seem that way.
Every time I've been anywhere flying, I just walk into the airport and everybody's got them on, but me. I was the last person to put mine on. I was like, well, shit.
Just fingers crossed airport's work in 4 weeks because that's going to be an issue. But all right, well, I think not to cut that short, but we do got a whole list of topics. You can feel free to stick around, Debo, if you want, chime in or dip out. Entirely up to you, my friend. You know the drill.
Thank you.
Did you have a driving story, Joey, or is that me?
Yeah, no, that was me.
Okay.
We do talk about our frustrations with driving a lot on here. Patrick, you can hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It was just one of those times where my driving philosophy paid off perfectly. It was 2 lanes, and the car in front of me was stopped behind a car trying to turn left. And that car turned left, and then they drove like another block, and then the next car was trying to turn left, and this dude was getting so pissed off that he went into the right lane to pass the car turning left in a residential zone, and then got stuck behind parked cars and ended up 2 cars behind me. And it was such a perfect payoff because my driving philosophy is I'm not in a hurry to get anywhere. I will wait patiently for you to turn. Please be safe. And this dude, in all of his rage, ended up 2 cars behind me. And I just wanted to share that because, like, it doesn't happen all the time that you get to see the payoff of your own patience. And I did there. And I thought you would appreciate that one, Keith.
I do. That was enjoyable. I always
was
like when people get what's coming to them.
Yeah, you can be mad all you want. I got to veer off. And then I'm just like, well, bye. Yeah. So anyway, that was my driving story.
It's been a bad couple. I've been driving past Buffalo and back every day for the past like a month straight. And oh God, there's just been so many close calls. Like I've almost got hit like 5 times. It's just like, it's just been so many close calls. Very frustration. But, so little tidbit of positive work news, I guess, would be I put in for my Christmas vacation today. It's not really Christmas, it's more like end of year because you only carry over so much. Like I'm not at risk of losing any. It's just more of like I historically always try to take a solid, like whatever days I can take off to marry the Christmas and New Year's holiday and at least one weekend to where I'm getting several days off with only using a small amount of PTO. But I think I'm going to be using 6 days of PTO and I'm going to get like 12 days off consecutive.
Nice.
I'm like I mean that's like a lot of my PTO, but still it's like it's gonna be worth it because I needed to decompress. Like I did the same thing last year, but I got fucking sick, and so I was sick for like 6 days of it. So it literally ruined like 50% of my vacation. So I'm very optimistic this year I can recharge my battery, do some stuff around the house. So like when I wrote all that out and submitted it to my boss today, I was just like that instant like weight off my shoulders of like, all right, now I have something to like really look forward to at the end of the year of just like there'll be a little bit of light, like I'll just, put my head down for the next 2 months, power through, and then just fucking ignore anything that I don't want to consume for 12 days. I'm very much looking forward to that.
Same here, man. I've spent 13 years in retail up until this year. And normally by now I would be on 2 meetings a week preparing for Black Friday. And I was not aware it was November, and it felt so fucking awesome. And somebody was like, Black Friday is coming. And I was like, I did not know. And normally I would know down to the exact minute. And then today we got our Christmas schedule, and I actually get to be off on Boxing Day.
Oh, nice.
I don't have to work 13 hours for 8 hours of pay. It's a load off, man. Like when just that kind of stuff comes your way and they're like, oh, well, we're off the Thursday, Friday, and then it's Saturday, Sunday. So we'll be back on the Monday. And I'm like, I get 4 days off.
There you go.
Like regular, like I don't have to book it off and justify it and feel guilty. So
don't use vacation for this. That's good stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Oh, you're not allowed to book vacation at my old job.
Yeah, I was actually just gonna say, like,
December.
I don't know even how vacation works when you're working flex hours anyway, kind of.
Yeah, so I hear you on that one, buddy. We're gonna have a hell of a last week of December there.
And we do have, so if any, actually good call out, anyone available to record the right around that Christmas time, like we've got an open spot, and I haven't really reached out to anyone yet because it's like I don't know when Joey and I are available, but if you know you're available sometime in that week, let me know. If not, we'll figure out something, or maybe crew will reach out to us and do an episode. But that's like the only thing that's not booked for the next like month and a half. Big Patrick, I had a big question for you, buddy. What do you listen to on? Are you Spotify? Are you Apple? Where do you get your podcast?
Spotify.
All right. Everything. So have you rated Unpaid Underrated 5 stars on Spotify yet?
I would have to check. I'm pretty sure I did.
Okay, good deal. Well, reminder to anyone listening. As Tanner says, we think this does something, but we're not really sure. Apple, you can rate and review. You can, type a couple lines there if you have any good words to say about us. And Spotify, you can definitely give us a 5-star there. I don't know of any of the other big apps or, platforms that really let you rate. I mean, it's always good to engage on YouTube. Give us some likes there if you can, but just, help us out. Like, this isn't a small amount of work that we do to bring this to you guys every week. So anything you can do to kind of help us see that you're listening and, partaking, it's always cool to see. So we do appreciate that. Got a brief, I don't know if anyone saw, I got a new yoke this week. And the funniest thing about it, it's like the tall one. So when I went to go load it up in my wife's car, I was like, this might not fit, but I had measured it before, so I kind of knew it would. But it just the picture of it standing next to my car, it was the funniest thing ever because it like towered over it. But she did disassemble and I'll go in there. So we'll have a new yoke for the garage that has a lot more, just better features than the old one I had. So kind of excited for that. And I guess we can, let's see, I got a good story, but Joey had to step away for a second, so I'll save that one. So I'm going to go ahead and let Patrick rate last week's episode and tell us all about it. That would have been the 500th episode, correct?
Yes.
What'd you think about that?
I liked it. It was a big surprise. When they first had those pictures, I think it was the day they would have been recording at that gym with I think there was a Smith machine in it and something else. And
oh yeah, the Airbnb, I think, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea where they were at, and then when they teased and released that they did it at Mount Rushmore, I got to say it was pretty impressive. And then to dive into the similar universe with Huck Finn Barbell, then criticizing them about thinking they got him beat with the grand Mount Rushmore when they pulled it off already on episode 200 at the Lamplighter. And as I say, it's kind of hard to beat that one, but I think Mount Rushmore was pretty unique in its own right. So I guess if I had to rate it, I like to go old school and pay homage to the original. I'll give it 5 JD Power and Associate Awards out of 5.
There you go. Yeah, great episode. The premiere, I don't know if I don't know if it was just a lot of people seem to have issues, but I think it was more just close your app, open it back up, or try it on your TV. I was trying to watch it on my phone. It just wasn't really working out. So I don't know, but I ended up getting it all sorted. But very cool. I feel like they had a lot of engagement through that. It was kind of neat. Episode itself was great. The funniest thing was when just of course Tanner knew someone there, like just with his family, and just came over and shut the shit with him for a couple minutes. Like that was just hysterical. 500 episodes is wild. I mean, that is like it's over 4 times what we've done, give or take. Yeah, just over 4 times. Like that's just, I couldn't imagine. That's a lot of work. So kudos to them. I had some notes, but they're not really making sense as I read them back. I think the gist of my notes was, I think that I think they maybe touched base on something of like, during their guest period and, how it was a lot of work to prepare. And then like, I don't know if they even said it or something I like extrapolated from it, if how it relates to us a little bit was, just, I don't know. I kind of lost my train of thought there, but it's very cool. Oh, just the whole, like the network they built and stuff. And I don't know, just 500. Wow, I'm really losing my train of thought there. So 500 episodes, very cool I'm gonna go ahead and give it 5 out of 5 chicken nuggies.
Excellent.
Oh yeah. I challenged Tyler last year to that. And he said, "Don't worry, it's coming." So I guess that's a never say never scenario.
I don't think it's ever gonna happen.
Episode 500, incredible work, pulling it off, hiding it from us, tricking us into thinking that the Jacket crew were in on it. That was pretty funny.
I saw through that in the beginning with, but
Yeah,
there was definitely some collusion. I think Scantz was probably just like, this will be funny. Let's tell people we were involved. And I was like, you old son of a gun.
I mean, it was a nice level, a nice layer to the whole thing.
Yeah.
Good episode, especially recounting, having Sean's on, having Tyler on, getting Dodds on to represent us, even though who could
Oh my
understand
God, yeah.
I think somebody in the Discord pointed out that his audio in the bathroom on this podcast was better than
it really
on the
was.
Mass podcast.
Like,
that was a funny line. Yeah.
What did they say specifically? Like, thanks for rolling your windows down and turning your radio all the way up for the entire time you're on the phone call. And it was just like, oh my God, that's literally like, what are you gonna do? Like, I mean, you could have pulled over maybe if there was a rest stop, but like the 5 minutes he was on, what's the likelihood that he could have like had a spot to pull over? Like, I don't know.
Well, I didn't think pulling over would have mattered. I think he was just on the wrong headphones. He has since replaced his headphones, so don't worry about it. On his next appearance on the 1000th, he'll be good. Are we going to discuss 501 at all?
Yeah, what was
so 501 came out this week. They talked about
good call.
They talked about Vulcan versus Gluck.
Yeah.
And all of their expert opinions being from
there was a whole episode I missed there. These notes are a little dated.
That's okay. I mean, I'm not going to weigh in. I'm also not an expert. I do think the idea that you can sue somebody over the review is insane. I do think that's an insane take. I agree with Tommy. The PR, the argument they're going to have to make is Gluck caused damages with his review. And the counter argument is then you caused damages with this lawsuit. And there's no coming out of that in a good way. So I'm going to go ahead and give 500 and 501 5 out of 5 shitty racks.
Nice. Oh yeah, good call though. I will circle back to 501 because I definitely completely, brain farted there, and I think my notes make more sense now. Because I was like, they didn't talk about this on the podcast.
I can't even see your notes, and here I am now.
It was basically, it was something to the extent of like, I think Tommy said something about how like how often do you interview someone and then like kind of become, because I think they were talking about with Grant and like other people that they've like Grant, Brandon, like other people they've like met in person and been like good friends with and like interact with. And I'm like they have, I feel like we have that on such a bigger scale than they have even, which is kind of cool. So like, yes, like, and that just becomes very cool to like, just, the similarities there, but just that made,
I would
lost
point
a whole
out,
week there.
Yeah, I would point out that like I think you're correct is that we get to do that on a weekly scale versus their scale that they were on. And Tanner said it the best that like he gets to listen to this podcast and learn about the people that willingly give him money every week.
Mm-hmm.
And then those people will show up to events and Tanner's like, "Oh, I heard your episode. I know all about you." And we get to do the same. "Oh yeah, we interviewed you. We know all about you. Like, let's skip over the gloss. We're already friends." And it is kind of huge. I've made a lot of good friends. I got Will's number after his episode so that we can, text and stuff like that. That like me and Dodds talk a lot. So yeah, it definitely is I think it's a Massonomics perk. I imagine there's other, Discords behind a paywall that have that, but I don't think it's to the scale that we have. So
no. Shit, I just had another train of thought. Damn it. What was it?
We'll never know.
No, it's literally right there. Oh, the Live Hard Live Easy. So that was a lot of the topic of conversation too. Is like the big reveal that it's a 2-day event, and so we're gonna have Jake and Abby on in a few weeks, and they're gonna tell us a lot about the strongman. But the cat's out of the bag already. Basically, it's a 2-day event. Strongman Friday, powerlifting Saturday. Go ahead and start booking your hotels and flights because it's happening, boys and girls. Let's run it back. Lift hard.
And again, all the people that want to fly out at 6 a.m. on Sunday, If
That's what
you've done
I'm
this
doing.
before, yeah, you know how much it sucks. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
I don't know that I want to spend like 5 days in the Dean though, but we'll
I
see.
did. It was great. I got to go see
Yeah.
Brock the Rock. I got to go eat at Qdoba. I got to wander the streets of Aberdeen with my backpack like a lost puppy in my tiny shorts. Like it was great.
The only other thing in general topics I was so I did ship Joey's package today, the shirt and the stickers, and dude, it was a chore, and like part of it was a mistake on my end because I had like when I shipped all of my shirts a few years ago, I didn't like have necessary labels, but I was at the post office and they had all these like free priority mail labels, so I just like took a bunch and then like just used those on envelopes and like t-shirt bags and stuff. And the lady today was kind of like, "Yeah, I know this is a priority sticker. I'm not gonna let like you're gonna have to pay priority, but it's gonna be like $50." And I was like, "Well, that's not gonna happen." And she's like, "Yeah, you just have to like rewrite the label on something else." So thankfully I had a little roll of tape in the car because like if you can't just like use tape at the post office, you have to fucking buy like a $10 roll. But I had something like that from a previous experience. So after waiting in line for 15 minutes, probably filling out a inspection list or whatever for the duties and everything of like disclosing what was in it, like specifically the cost evaluation. It's a pain in the ass to ship stuff to Canada for the first time. Kind of like realizing like, and she was kind of like just mean and rude about the whole thing. It was a very awkward situation. And then I don't know. So I have a solid half hour invested in getting Joey his stuff, but it's coming, buddy. Merry Christmas.
And that's to me that's wild because like I know about all of that. Like when I shipped to anybody, that's more than just
Is it
an
the vice
envelope.
versa down here? Like, is it the like? Do you have to jump through hoops to ship shit to America? Like, I don't
Yeah, they're just friendlier about it.
Okay.
I guess you just had somebody who did not want to be at their job that day. Cause like when I did the also like I did shipping and receiving for years.
Hmm.
So when I went in, I was just like, I'm sending this here. Here's my duty paperwork. Here's what's in it. The value is 0 because it's a gift. Like I was able to do all of that stuff, right? Because I'm not selling it, so it's just a gift. And they're like, well, you
Yeah.
need a value, and I'm like, then the value is $1 because it's a
Yeah.
gift. Like there's no
Yours.
value to the receiver.
I did say yours was a gift, but it still wanted to do the value thing, and I was like,
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, how do I value? Like, so because I was like trying to sit there, okay, well, the stickers are X amount, and maybe divide that by
Oh, you
whatever.
overthought it for
So I'm
sure.
just like 25 cents a sticker, or it's probably way too much. So I was like,
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
no.
I'm gonna end up paying duties on that one.
She
You've
said it
like
would be
fully.
max of $16 to duties, but
Yeah,
she said it's like hit or miss. So I don't know.
yeah, and that's fine, but like, no, it definitely you do have to do that. I just think you got a grumpy person that didn't want to help you, and I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
that's all good, man. Merry Christmas. We're good. Big Patrick, do you have a? Oh, actually, no, never mind. Big Joey, do you have any affiliate reads you want to hit us with?
Yes, I do. Let's go with Code Unpaid and Obsidian Ammonia, our good buddy up here in London, Ontario, who also has to deal with over the border shipping. Um, Definitely use that to get the strongest smelling salts. I have been passing those around at work and watching the lovely reactions of men that think they can handle things that can't handle things. Code Unpaid at Plate Snacks, which is where those stickers came from. I did give out a bunch of those stickers at the meet, which prompted me to remind Keith to send me some more. And
Gotcha.
Code Unpaid at Belfed Strength. I know he just had a big veteran sale, but if you're ordering from them anyway and you're not a veteran, then use Code Unpaid and save some money on their strength equipment.
Yeah, but did you say Obsidian's in London, Ontario?
Yes.
That's funny because, like, I guess it's not funny, but Elite FTS is in London, Ohio.
Yeah, and they could probably see each other, to be honest. Like it's
Really? Yeah.
like it's the opposite direction, but still.
Yeah.
Um
There's a lot
yeah.
of dead deer between them, the two Londons.
No, they're all in Ohio.
Well, yeah,
Ohio love their dead deer.
Yep. All right, Big Patrick, we've stolen the thunder enough from you. What's you got that sponsor read for us?
Yeah, my chilling out for Chat GPT here. I my original idea didn't pan out, I don't think. So I will start here with my little ad read. But are you looking to take your lifting game to the next level? Look no further than Massonomics, the brand that blends hardcore lifting with a sense of humor and style. From premium workout gear to accessories, Massonomics has everything you need to make a statement in the gym. Their designs are bold, their quality is top notch, and the community they built is second to none. Whether you're smashing PRs or just enjoying the grind, Massonomics has you covered. Check them out today at Massonomics.com, where lifting culture meets high quality gear.
Love it. Well done.
Very
Honestly
good.
curious, too, if people, other people do Chat GPT for these ad reads ever, if they get the same response or if it's a new one every time.
I would say there have been a few. Yeah, there have been a few, and no, they're always different. So don't forget massonomics.com/join. If you're not a member listening to this, two things. Why are you here? And second, I'm fucking shocked. I want to get our guest on the horn then.
Big Patrick, is that you, buddy?
It is I.
Well,
Big Patrick here.
welcome. Well, we switched things up a little bit, so we're not going to hit you with the normal one. We're going to hit you with who are you, man? Where are we going to find you at? Anybody wants to find you on Instagram or Discord? Where's all those handles?
Discord, I believe, is just Big Patrick, and then Instagram, I believe, is all lowercase Carks. It's a nickname I got back in high school, CARKHZ. And
Nice.
Facebook, I'm myself. So,
I am me.
yes. So I love Facebook just as much as Joey does. So those are about the only places. I'm not very active on Discord, unfortunately, because I get a little carried away, I think, sometimes when I get into it then, and I have to take myself back. Otherwise, my boss starts to notice my decline in work.
Uh-oh. I know how that goes. All right. Well, how'd you find Massonomics, bud?
I want to say it was, I used to pick and choose, I think, since like 2019, I think, when I saw some of the guests that were on. I originally believe I never listened to podcasts prior to I think the Let's Get Stupid podcast might have been the first one I ever listened to. And then from that it wrote into Massonomics. And yeah, I want to say it was in 2019, for sure 2020. I found one of their episodes and I listened to it, and I fell into the same mentality of like, oh, this first half hour is kind of boring. Just get to the guest, you know. And then I saw some of their shirts, particularly the bench heavy one. Big fan of Bush Light here, so I saw the bench heavy one, and I was just like, I gotta have it. So it sat in the cart for about 6 months, and I kept getting the email for the I'm back 10% discount, and
Hey,
eventually,
don't tell anybody Tanner's secrets.
eventually I finally pulled the trigger on it and wore it, and I still didn't really follow too much until I think it was the uh Derek Thistlewaite episode is the one that I listened to, and I was like, all right, these guys are, you know, they're actually pretty darn good at this whole podcasting thing, and is pretty much hooked after that, and am still a diehard listener to almost every single week. But I pull a trick on myself. I try to not watch or listen to them all right away, so I can kind of build up a little library to listen to, because at work I have 8 hours of time to just listen to music and everything while I work.
Oh, nice.
So got to build a backlog up for myself, otherwise it runs dry.
Makes sense.
8 hours. That's 4 episodes.
I even started at the backlog.
3 of ours.
Yeah, 3 of ours. Where do you live? Where are you from?
I live in central Minnesota. It is a lovely country up here. So, or well, I guess for you guys down there. And then been here my whole life. Unfortunately, I was one of those ones that graduated high school, never left. I kind of enjoyed it here too much, and I didn't really see a reason why to leave. And I found my career at the job well, at least one of the jobs I worked at since I was in high school. So I made a good career out of it, and I do good at what I do. So yeah, I've been here forever. I just the older I get, the more I realize I don't like winter, and I see why people move south.
Minnesota, the home of 10,000 shitty drivers for every square mile.
Oh, I see that. No, it's total BS, man.
Fucking bullshit. Drive from the fucking airport to the Dean and you'll about fucking die 90 times.
The interstate. Half those drivers aren't probably from Minnesota.
Yeah, it was a rough drive.
Yeah, I know. I'll agree. Actually, any interstate driving, I think, in our Midwest is difficult, because you get a ton of people that drive in small towns, and then they all pile on together going 75 miles an hour, and nobody knows how to function on that fast of a two-way highway.
So I'm not big maps over here, but if I had to guess, what are you like 8 to 10 hours from the Dean?
No, more shamefully, I think I'm only about 4.5.
Jesus
And I
Christ! Because I was trying to give you like a little bit of like, oh, this makes sense why you've never been to any of the fucking 9 events that they've had in the last 3 years. But no, you fucking suck.
have
That's not forgivable. Like it's not forgivable not to at least come and watch or hang out. And where's
closer.
how? What about Sioux Falls? How far is Sioux Falls? Is that farther or closer?
Like, imagine right now, Patrick was like, I've been at all of them, Keith. I'm just really quiet. Like,
That would
imagine.
be funny. Like
It would be
there
such
are
a.
for sure people that I've talked to that I'm gonna be like, oh, nice to meet you. I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah, I think my favorite was Professor Sean's at my first Live Hard Live Easy. Right. I go walking past him, I stop, I turn around and I go, anybody recognized you yet? And he goes, not enough. And I'm like, all right, man. See ya. And like that was our whole conversation.
Yeah, I introduced myself to him while he was peeing at a urinal. That was my
Oh,
like lasting
genius.
memory.
Yeah. Just stick your
Maybe
hand
we
out
were
and
actually.
shake and
I think
everything,
no.
right?
I think we were walking in together. Honestly, it was definitely like. It was definitely. I don't remember the specifics, but it was a bathroom conversation. But it wasn't as awkward as the one that Mo had with the security guard.
So again, so Patrick, like you're gonna be heading to one of the events soon, or
I try. I thought about Crew Falls this year because I'm only about 4 hours away from Sioux Falls. So the kicker is we're this. I wanted to go to the Lift Hard Live Easy this year, but we started building our house,
Mm.
and the house build has gone smoothly up until this point, and so we're still trying to finish stuff. We don't really have a actual furnace in the house yet, thanks to our HVAC guy. So that's
Oh,
where our newest dilemma comes in, and why Crew Falls probably isn't the best idea for me right now.
gotcha.
So I think, and I've never done any powerlifting thing before either. So I I know a lot of people are really encouraging about just try lift hard, live easy. It's perfect for beginners, and I was gonna do it last year, but that's when we sold our house. And then this year was pretty much out of the equation because we literally just started building our house at that time. So
mm,
um, I'm thinking might try next year, but it seems like the
We You got, I will,
constant.
my advice is you got 3 weeks to kind of figure out if you want to sign up. Like, granted, like there's enough dropouts, you could probably get a spot, but like the meet will sell out in like a
Yeah,
week or less. Like it's gonna sell out before it goes public, likely, unless somehow a lot of people just decide they don't want to travel, which it is possible. Like the more new crew we get, I feel like there's a lot of crew can't justify it. Like Joey, I shouldn't be able to justify it. Like I can't afford to keep going back to fucking South Dakota. Like it
yeah,
is an expense I literally cannot afford. But it's hey, I don't know how many more of these we're gonna have. So I'm making sacrifices now for but it's gonna suck if it's like 10 years later they're still if I haven't like I can't go to a Crew Falls and Lift Hard Live Easy for a decade straight. So
mhm.
and then to stop, I need to like start going less, or they, ideally don't end. But sorry to interrupt there. But yeah, good chance they are going to sell out. So doesn't hurt
yeah.
to get registered, and then if you don't make it, you're just out $100 is what it is.
Yeah, I want to sign up. I just don't want to go through the long period of time and then decide a month before, like, you know what, I'm another injury had flared up on me, and I don't want to embarrass myself with my poverty lifts, and then I back out. That's my only
Still cool to come and
legitimate.
hang out. Still cool to
Yeah,
come
But
and hang out. At
yeah,
4.5 hours away, I'd give a
yeah,
left nut to live 4.5 hours away, and
yeah. If I was 4.5 hours away, I would be in Aberdeen probably once every like 2 or 3 months.
I'd
I'll
imagine.
come up for the day and then drive home. That's how nice it is. So
Yeah, I'd be down there just like, hey Tanner. He'd be annoyed at me at this point.
Like,
yeah,
don't you have a home?
Yeah, it's the Masonomics gym.
yeah.
So you've been around obviously a very long time. So the next question, I'm interested to hear this. What is the one piece of Masonomics merch you missed out on that you wish you had?
So I think I've got almost everything that I prior to this meet or prior to our time right now, I think I picked up almost everything that I had originally wanted. Because I always ask myself that when you ask previous guests, I'm like, oh, I really wanted this one at the time. The Yeah Buddy one was one that I really wanted for a long time, and then I finally got that. Um, and then in our moving our stuff in to our new house, I was digging through one of my old boxes of my gym stuff, and I found an original Lift T-shirt, and that was one of the ones that I bought probably 2 years ago, I think. And that was another one that I was telling myself here the last couple of months, oh man, I really want that T-shirt. And I hear so I was like, oh God, it is in a 3X, so it's a little baggy on me, but I was like, who doesn't love a good pump cover, right?
There you
So.
go.
The one I can think of for sure still though, when I had to give it some thought, was probably the joggers. So I'm a big fan of joggers
We got
for.
that answer recently, didn't we?
Yeah.
Didn't Sanchez say that?
It's
So
it's a common answer because I don't think they've ever done. I think they've done two
Or maybe it's
runs of
Will.
joggers.
Nah, I think Will said it.
Yeah, they've done. Yeah, Will did, but they've run two versions of joggers, and they've never done them again.
Mm-hmm.
and then I like the hoodie thing too. I was really excited for a new hoodie because I've got I think 3 other hoodies total, and I love hoodies. So when they said they were coming out with a new jacket, and then the zip up shows up, and I gotta say I can't crumb on them too hard. But once I saw the zip up, I was just like the the Christmas story kid when he reads drink more Ovaltine. I was like, oh my God, a zip up hoodie?
Did you say crumb on them? Is that a Minnesota thing or a Midwest? I've never heard the term crumb on. Like I get like the concept of yuck someone's yum, I guess, or shit on them, but a crumb, I need
I got
some
a friend I
context
knew
there.
coworker. Well, he's worked for us for a couple of years now, but he's the one that kind of said it to me. He's like, I hate to crumb on somebody, and I'm like, crumb. Like that's a good way to not say shit talk somebody. So I was
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
I'll
Yeah.
start.
That's a good one. I at my new job, it's a warehouse full of dudes, so obviously there's a lot of vulgarity. So I like to bring in things that aren't vulgar. Like what the flip. I've
Someone
been
like you
saying that
would
one a
do that,
lot.
wouldn't they?
Absolutely, I do, and it's really funny to me. What the flip? I'm gonna use that. Hey, I don't want to crumb on this, but like this, my one coworker, you know what he hit me with? He hit me with a, oh, for 5'6".
For fuck's
I,
sake.
yeah, it
That's
was the
funny.
funniest thing I've ever heard. I laughed very hard at that.
One of my old jobbers says he says Father Mucker when he gets put out. He says, "Oh, Father Mucker," and I'm just he's like a 70-year-old guy too, and I'm like, I knew what it is. And obviously, you know what he's saying, but I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
it's just hilarious to hear.
big fan of the PG friendly swearing.
Hmm.
Go ahead, Keith.
So where's that Hall of Fame status after tonight there, Patrick?
I think this is number 7 now because
Nice.
I have 6. Or no, this should be this I believe is 7 now because I think 6 was without this, and then I'm not entirely sure on my supporting member total because I want to say it's for sure over 2 years, but I want to say it's nearing 4 years, either this January or sometime around then. But I'm not 100% sure because I know there was I think I had 2 times where my card expired or it lapsed or something, and that's how that happened. So
Oh
I can
no.
I have both the supporting cards or whatever, so I know
Okay.
that much. Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
You're only 4 hours away from getting 3
I
more.
literally
by
was
the
gonna
way.
say that. I was like,
Yeah.
you're almost like you could throw a rock and hit almost Hall of Fame status. That's
I I thought about that, and I think if I can, I gotta be honest, I have really bad social anxiety, or anxiety in general, probably. And
I
then
feel that.
throughout this podcast, I think I've learned that I have like ADD, and I already knew I had a little bit of the tism, but I
Yeah.
I keep trying to find somebody to kind of come with me out there if I go, because I think it just give me that comfort blanket, maybe just
Kev,
to
I'm trying to
feel
think.
more
Where's
comfortable.
we know.
So.
I mean,
Nah,
where we
I
know a
gotta
lot
say,
of there's a lot of crew in Minnesota. I know that.
but also just pull a Gary and show up, and look at him now, right?
Yeah,
Like,
It's fun. You won't regret it.
I
not
think
even
I want to
even if you
do.
showed up alone, you might be nervous, but like people would not let you be. Um,
Socially
anything.
awkward.
I mean, that's up to you, but they
We're all
wouldn't. They
we're all
would
pretty
never let you
awkward.
feel left out. Yeah, I'm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm.
I think I'm going to shoot for it next year. I'm. I'll have to flip a coin to decide if I want to sign up for the Lift Hard Live Easy. I think I'd really like to because I think my goal, kind of in life at least, is to compete one time
There
just
you
to
go.
say I did. But
Place to do it.
I'd like to go there because it looks like a hell of a time, and
Oh,
that to me is almost more important just to make the memories doing
well,
it. So
I would look at it this way. Like the meat's not guaranteed. Like I don't have any insider information, but like the meat's not guaranteed to keep going on. You know what I mean? Like they
Oh
might
yeah.
not do it for another 10 years. So like I don't want you to be like, oh, this isn't the year, and then next year you're in the best shape of your life, you're ready to go, but you're basically in the same shape you are right now, and then there's not a meat. Like you know what I mean? Like
Oh yeah.
I would not just say, oh, next year, because there
Yeah.
literally might not be. And like life does exist and happens to all of us. So
Life finds a way.
Oh
indeed,
yeah.
we know
Uh,
you. Yep,
I heard you're building your house. Sorry, Keith.
you're good.
Keep
Roll.
interrupting you.
You're good.
It's my bad. I know you're
Vice
building your
versa.
house. But do you have a gym in the house, and is it certified?
I am in the progress of finishing the garage gym because, as we all know, garage gyms are superior to basement gyms, right, Keith?
I mean, I
Um,
have both, so I guess I'm, but mine's more or less shut down for a while until it's
yeah.
spring.
But I did at our old house. I had a gym thanks to COVID, and I gotta say it was best thing ever.
Mhm.
Other than the motivation, I didn't have any there half the time, so I had to find motivation to stay consistent. But in my new house, I'm working on it. It's everything got moved in there here last week. I finally set everything up, but I haven't gotten everything actually put together, so to say, and still trying to get the heat source out there because that's one of the things they're waiting on still. So, but it is not certified yet. I felt like it'd be sacrilege to have one of those and not actually have it up on the off chance that it never got finished. So I'm just too anal about that. But once it's actually done and I'm lifting in there, my goal and plan is to actually get the CTF. So,
Do you have a gym name?
I've always called, or actually, I think my friend was the one that dubbed it the Church of Iron. And
Mm.
it was just because in our old house we used to live next to a church, and it was far enough away. We had a 30-acre chunk of land, but for some reason it still picked up on Snapchat when he was there one day. It still picked up the church there. So he says something like, the church is over there, and then we're in here worshiping for these gains, and he's like the Church of Iron here, and I was like, it just kind of stuck from there, and that's what I've always called it. And I had a buddy make me a CNC laser cut sign that says Church of Iron, and that's
Nice.
just kind of what's always stuck. So
That sounds awesome.
I love it. How old are you, Patrick?
32.
Nice. That seems about the right age for Snapchat, I guess. I don't know. I always chuckle. Like the only people I hear talk about fucking Snapchat are people from Minnesota or Aberdeen, it seems like, or South Dakota, that is.
It's so weird too because I've got my wife and my wife and I have three friends, I think, and we all keep the daily snap streaks too, and they're going on like 3,000 days or
Oh,
something, and
wow.
it's like there's absolutely zero point to it other than just like a check-in daily to make sure we're alive almost. So, but it's like otherwise for the life of me, I can't figure out why I still have Snapchat other than it's kind of like fun to like something stupid happening and you want to send somebody a quick picture. For some reason, that's even though it's just as fast to send a picture message through text, it's just like the Snapchat to my P brain says, "Hey, this is faster. Let's do this quick." So
Nice. Well, we did get a few responses back from your survey, but how did you propose that to your friends and your family and all that? And how'd that go over?
I sent it initially because I kind of heeded the warning of finding people to take it seriously, and I felt like I have a lot of people I'd call friends that would know enough about me, but I figured in my head I had about 20 people figured out, and I'm like, well, half these people are probably going to say something stupid, so I was like, I hear you guys say like, oh, stupid questions or stupid responses, and I'm like, I'm not going to burden them with that, so I'm going to just
Appreciate
stick
that.
10 people that are going to try to take this seriously, and then to get like none of them other than I think two or three people actually responded within the first week, and then I'm like, dear God, so I had to,
Yeah, I had to keep.
people.
I felt like a dick because I kept having to bug you, but I'm like, all right, dude, this
Oh,
is
I
the
felt
list of who
bad.
submitted, and we're
Yeah,
recording in like 4 days, and I've got like 3 sentences submitted on your behalf so far. So what can
yeah,
we do to
I
remedy
felt
that?
bad. I felt really bad because
You're
I'm
good,
like,
man.
you guys take this very like, and I respect it. Like you
Appreciate
guys take this seriously. You put a lot of effort into this, and I feel like it's really polished. So I want to make sure. Like I was like, come on, guys. I'm like, I'm asking so little of you guys
it.
right
Yeah,
now, and I'm like, you can't even help me out. Now I look like a schmuck. So I was
yeah,
like,
you're good, brother. You're good.
down
Yeah.
and all.
Full disclosure, and you know what? I can't speak for Keith. I'll speak for myself here. The notes are a jump off. The conversation is more important.
Yeah.
right? A lot of the time, half of what we get from the notes I ignore. I have them open with me the entire time. I read them about maybe a day, maybe a day of, so that I can get like an idea of what we're going to talk about. But barely do I ever, unless it's one of those times where like there's a moment of silence and I'm like, Keith, give me a second. I'm going to go through the notes.
Well,
Like, unless it's one of those times, don't worry about the notes. The notes are fantastic. The notes will give us the jump off, but
we've had
ultimately
some
talking to you is more important.
we've had some guests though that like without the notes, like their responses are like 30. We've had like the shortest responses and no. So like
Yep.
the notes are a good crutch, especially when it's someone we don't know anything about.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's like, do you sure you don't want to talk a little bit more and expand on that, please?
That was my concern too, because I was like, oh God, like I think I told Keith that right away. I was like, I just don't want to turn out like that Evan Cardone episode of Massonomics, and I was like, that I don't. I had to re-listen to that. I re-listened to that one when I was kind of jumping through the backlog, and I was like, dear God, this has to be the like worst podcast I've ever heard, just because his responses were like, nah, and then it was like all for followers, and I was just like, holy God, and I'm like, bravo for those guys for they're toughing it out with him for as long as he did.
Well,
But I was like, my biggest fear was falling flat on my face and
no, you're doing great, buddy. So, well, I mean, we're still
the
early and
technical.
we don't know yet, but are you familiar with least fun, most fun? Is that something you know a little bit about?
Oh yeah, I'm vaguely familiar, I would say.
Do you want to explain it to your 7 friends and family that submitted surveys for us and are definitely going to listen?
Hopefully. So least fun, most fun is a game, totally original game that was created on this podcast, where the guest tries to explain a certain topic or topics and tell us which one is the least fun of those and which is the most fun of those.
Nice. So I got one here that's I'm trying to like be a little more silly goose with this, but if it doesn't land, then I'd actually have one that would be a valid one. So least fun, most fun. Burning down your house while actively being a firefighter.
So that one actually, I wonder how many people put that because I think I put
Did
that.
that not happen? Because if that's not true, then
No,
I'll
it did,
pivot.
but in the same way, I burned it down actually, and I should preface too, it wasn't on purpose or anything like that, and I was young, and
Obviously.
this isn't to degrade from anybody who's experienced that in their life either, because I went through it and I lost literally everything, so I can relate. But I sometimes when I tell the story, people are like, "You're just so cold and heartless about this." You know, people really, this was a really tragic event for a lot of people. I'm like, yes, I went through it myself too, so I do understand. But I was in summer of seventh grade, I think. So I was 13, I want to say, and fast forward just to jump ahead for the sake of explanation, but I got on our local volunteer fire department when I was 24 or 5. So there's a gap in between those two. So I didn't burn my house down well being on our fire department or anything. But
You
yeah,
can least fun, most fun, either or. Then it doesn't matter. But I do like I getting the stories pretty good though. So I'm happy either way. However you want to.
yes. So the least one probably was, yeah, burning it down because we just moved my room downstairs into the room that inevitably burned down, and I had everything in there. I had a big collection of sports cards, and I had remember it like it was yesterday. I had my new to me Nintendo DS on my bunk bed, and all of it went up in flames.
That's
And I was just
very
like,
sad.
I had no clothes too, and people say all he had was the clothes on his back. I'm like, I literally only had the clothes on my back, and I
Damn.
didn't even have a pair of shoes. So it was a tough time, and I always joke. I said, fire prevention just came a few years too early for me, I guess, because had I had I paid attention, none of this probably would have happened. But yeah, everything came out, I would argue, better on the end of it. I guess everybody was alive. I saved my dog in the process, so got to take the W's where you can. So,
Yeah.
but most fun is, yeah, being on the. I shouldn't even say it's most fun because there's a lot of drama in it, and that's probably the part that's the most disheartening for me. But I would say most fun's being on the fire department. So there's a lot of fun in the job itself that we get to do, and there's a lot of you feel pretty rewarded after you do something. So
Not burning down
yeah,
your house though. Like that's you're not rewarded by that part, right? No,
no.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to read. I thought the way it was worded, I almost thought it was going to be a funny story, and like there was just like a curtain that got on fire or something. I didn't realize you lost your entire
No,
house. That makes me feel really shitty. But
Yeah.
no,
Hey,
do have a game we like to play now too.
yeah, Keith, least fun, most fun, reliving trauma on unpaid and underrated.
Fuck,
We do it so often.
there's only so many options. I mean, he had this extremely vast Instagram that I could deep dive and like see all these things.
Oh yeah.
That I
20,
could like
20
cherry,
photos.
yeah, that I could cherry pick to make at least fun most fun. So it's like I got to work with what I got, man.
So
if you don't mind, I can dive in with the story of it because it is kind of funny as far as like knowing what I know now. What I did during the house fire is like the total opposite. So I had like I don't know if back in the 90s they had those like gooseneck lamps that could flex all over the place,
Yeah.
and I had one of those, and I had a bunk bed. And I was like, you know what? I need like a nightlight so I can see stuff. So I like wedged it underneath the top mattress, and my dumb ass, I left it on all day. And then all of a sudden that night, it was about 6 or 7 o'clock or something, and I smelled like burning garbage. And I was like, oh, it's probably just the neighbors burning something, and like they're always weird like that. So, because it was the middle of June, windows are open on our house, and it keeps kind of getting worse. It gets hazy in the house. I'm like, oh God, maybe there's smoke coming in. So I shut the windows, and I'm like, oh no, it's still hazy. So I finally go downstairs, and the lamp is smoldering on my mattress. And my dumb ass, I open up the window. I'm like, there's problem number one.
yeah.
And then
Let's let all this oxygen in. This will help.
yeah, let's start ventilating before the fire's out. So, and then I go and call my brother, and he's like, "Well, you dumbass, get the mattress outside." And I'm like, seventh grader, I'm small and weak, and this mattress is heavy. Actually, it's an old box spring one from like the '80s. So I'm like, oh, I might not be able to do that. And so I'm like, you know what? It stinks in here, so I'm gonna turn the fan on. I'll turn the fan on, help blow the smoke out. And I'm like, hindsight, knowing what I know now, I was like, dear God, I literally created the fire and intensified it. So, and by the time I got back downstairs from grabbing a fire extinguisher from the kitchen, it had fully engulfed the room, and I watched all my stuff burn down in front of me and barely got out of there.
Yeah, at least you're not fucking dead, dude. That's wild. Your parents are probably happier that you're alive than fucking going back in the room when it was a lost cause.
It's funny, I think, to the people that are familiar with like firefighting and how what I did basically is like the exact, like I just fueled that fire and intensified it and did everything you shouldn't have done. So, and I'm like, after I learned that in fire 1 and 2 classes, I'm like, oh my God. I was like, I can't believe what I just
I'm
did.
the person they talk about. It's like,
Yeah. So,
he wrote
like,
a book about me.
circle.
That's good stuff. Well, I'm
So,
sorry. Yeah, dude, you seem like you took that in good spirits, but I thought that was gonna the way it was. I almost thought it was like a joke. And it was
it is kind of because it's
no,
like I
like
said,
the way it was submitted. I was like, oh, this got to be a
yeah.
joke. He didn't burn his
It's like
house down.
you gotta find the fun and trauma, I guess. But it was kind of funny because afterwards the insurance adjuster was like, he pulled me aside and he was like, "Did you do this on purpose?" And I was like, "Sir, I just lost my video games." I'm like, "I did not do this on purpose. I cannot convince you enough that I did not do this on purpose." But yeah,
Yeah, we put the U back in trauma. So let's say you go to the Lift Hard, Live Easy. You're gonna do your first meet, and you can have somebody there to hype you up. Who is that person?
I honestly, there's only probably like one person I could think. I don't lift with anybody. And for the last like years since we sold their house, I've lifted at a commercial gym, and I enjoy lifting by myself. So it's hard to pick one person. But if I had to pick one, it'd probably be one of my best friends, Jake. He is just a all around just a goofball hype person. I mean, he'll find a way to be positive in the worst of situations, and he's the person when I dabbled in lifting before I actually got into lifting seriously that would come with me to help me work out and stuff. And he always was the type of hype person to say the dumbest shit just to get me fired up, and it would always work. So if I had to pick somebody, it's gonna have to be him.
Dope. Yeah. He submitted some stuff, so his name's in here.
Yeah.
One person did submit an interesting response to your lifting history.
I am curious.
I don't know who it is because I can't see that from this angle, but it says, "No, I'm just finding out he lifts." Who would that be?
I want to say probably Matt. I shouldn't say his last name on here, but I'd have to say it's probably got to be him because he's the one that we talk a lot about family and stuff, and I probably never dove into. He's one of those like long distance friends. He used to work with me when I worked at a grocery store way back in the day, and then we always kind of kept up after that. But he's always lived at least a couple hours away, and it'd probably have to be him that doesn't know anything. But then at the same time, I don't really talk to any of my friends about it because none of them lift and they're not interested in any of that stuff. So it's kind of, I don't celebrate to them like, hey, yeah, I just did a PR and this and anything. So,
Well, everybody else had answers. It was just that one saying, no, I'm just finding out now that he lives. And that's
yeah,
hilarious, is
it's
this
got to be him.
questionnaire.
Yeah.
Was the thing that did that.
Yeah, did you bold that like that? Like you?
I did
bolded
because
that?
I wanted to
I'm
bring it up.
yeah. That's
Um,
funny.
so what got you into it? I hear what got you into it, and let's tell that story if you're comfortable with that. Again, reliving more trauma, please.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious. This is a submitted, or was this my answer or was it somebody else's? I suppose you don't
Uh,
know.
no, it's the first answer on here. It
You
might
gotta
be
look at the
yours as
name.
well.
Look at the. You can see if you go off.
I'm
I
not.
guess if you see
No, it's
what
from
it is.
Danny. If it was the first one, well, we've deleted stuff though too, so it's hard to say
Yeah,
Okay,
because
what
there's
is
a lot of duplicate stuff.
that you left a relationship.
Ah, yeah. So that is, yeah, that's basically I got my heart broke and at the time, and or I thought it was the end of the world basically, and I dove into a lot of drinking, and I thought I was like, yeah, this is just the good life, let's party every weekend, and then I kind of just had like a self-realization one weekend that I'm like, this is literally going nowhere, and I'm just a sloppy POS, and I don't it was a YouTube video that I found of a guy that went through a similar it was just a skit video, but it was like the same thing where the guy got dumped and he was fat and sloppy and out of shape and he started lifting and then he dieted, got in great shape and his life got better. He found somebody and got happy. And it was just kind of like a fun video that I watched, but then it kind of made me realize I'm just sulking in my own pity. So I was like, why not do something productive like lift? And I started lifting. And then I had a neighbor in the apartment complex I lived in at the time that was big into lifting too, bodybuilding stuff. And he got me into it. And that's what I would say my official lifting journey started then about 10 years ago. Otherwise, outside of high school, I tried here and there and had no idea what I was doing. I mean, I thought bench pressing on a Smith machine was like, this is powerlifting. And I knew what I was doing. And I was like, deadlifts are bad for your back. And
No.
that's what it was when I got out of high school. I was like, yep, that's right. I won't do any of this stuff, but I'm going to buy every stupid supplement possible because this is going to help me. And yeah, but my official one, I'd say started 10 years ago and it just turned into about the only hobby I have now in life. And I can't imagine my life without it because it's just something I constantly do. So consistently do, I should say. So
And of course, the end result is it isn't getting in shape and being fit that attracts a partner. It's having consistency, discipline, and a better version of yourself that allows you to be loved, right?
I would say on that note, my cousin always told me after that breakup, actually, probably some of the best words of wisdom I ever got was he told me, he's like, you shouldn't be looking for somebody right now because you're incomplete yourself. He says, why are you trying to find somebody when you're incomplete and looking for them to complete you? You should be
Mm-hmm.
completing yourself and finding happiness and fulfillment before you find somebody. They should be the add-on to your completion instead of completing you.
Yeah.
And he worded it much more eloquently than that, but it always kind of stuck with me from after that. So
Yes, it's easier to be worthy of love than it is to seek it. Um, that is my heavy thought of the day.
Nice. Bring some levity here. So, listeners that aren't driving, do me a favor and over the next couple minutes or so, well, I guess never mind. This is audio only for you guys, but just I'm really having a rough day. Patrick and Paul Floss could be the same voice. And I just kind of registered that because like there's been a couple times here, like me while on the Zoom call, like when he's talking, I close my eyes and I'm like, is that Paul or is that Patrick? So
is that the
anyone else?
dentist?
How's that? Yeah, the dentist. Yeah, 100% a dentist. I mean, he is ironically, he's in the medical field, but not a dentist. So sorry to kind of go off on that. It was just, I guess it's you know, the West, not the Midwest, the West accent, if you will.
I
Where
was
you guys?
curious too. Do I have a Minnesota accent like the show Fargo? I've never been told.
It's
But
not that. It's all. I think it's just like the your cadence, and I think nasally is not the right word, but like I don't know, you and Paul just sound a lot like your voices are literally a lot alike. You don't I haven't heard you necessarily say like the stereotypical like what the Fargo is necessarily. I think it's just you to me you just like as someone I've talked to Paul for hours, collectively probably. So it's just like you're that's the voice I'm hearing in my head. So not to take away from you or anything, it was just kind of funny. But yeah, back to you. So
say I
how's
am struggling from a little bit of a cold, but I was
that
like,
might that honestly that could be it too. It could
yeah,
just like it's
I
a
know
little
it's
niche.
just this plug, but it's better than running because,
Yep, yep.
like instead of sniffling all day, I'll just be plugged up.
How many fantasy football leagues you in?
I've got what am I in? 3 this year.
Oh wow,
Usually just do 2.
it's too
My
many.
wife always gives me shit for doing it because she's just like she always thinks it's a waste. You spend $50 on this to play and blah blah.
I mean, you'll
And
you'll
I'm
you'll
like,
be in you'll be in 3 fantasy football leagues, but you won't drive to Sioux Falls, man. That's wild.
I just it's so weird too because I'm like I don't have enough time to pay attention half the time. So I'm like
Yeah, I think
whatever.
one's
But
just one's the perfect amount. Anything more than one, it's just like then you don't even know who to root for, and it just takes all the fun. I think it would just take the fun out of it because then it's I
I
don't know.
love it for some reason. But I consistently too I end up finishing like usually top 3 every year, and it's
Nice.
like usually 10 or 12 man leagues. But I just like it because it's like I don't know. It's I love football, and it's just fun to do it. So, and it's cheap entertainment, I guess, sometimes. So, but
Nice.
yeah,
Did we touch on what you do for a living, or as much or as little as you want to talk about that?
we didn't. I'm actually at where I work right now because it was the best place to go where the kids aren't running wild. So,
And there's
um,
heat.
yeah, there's a consistent heat. So,
Yeah.
I fix cars for a living. I do. I guess the correct term would used to be auto body repairer, but I think they've gotten more sophisticated. I think they call it like collision repair technician.
Hmm.
But basically, if you hit something with your car, I can fix it. And I like cars. I've always been around cars, but I've been here for 14 or 15 years. And then I also worked at a grocery store for the better part of 7 years doing it at the same time and just did both jobs full time. But I ended up liking this one better because as Joey was talking about with retail, it is there's no light at the end of the tunnel it ever feels like.
Was
And
that the old high V or something else?
Super One Foods,
Super one. Okay.
Midwest specialty. So
I see. I
um
see.
I love that place though. It was a great place to work. It's just yeah, with retail, it's soul sucking. But it taught me a lot of valuable tricks, I guess. Like you can be the most vulgar person and every other word is the F word, but the second a customer comes around, you can just like a light switch flip and then you're just nice, perfect vocabulary and articulating everything and you don't say a single curse word anymore. But yeah, I fix cars for a living, and I always like to joke when I'll be sitting. I can sit on Discord or cruise through social media, and it's because I'm watching paint dry. So the paint I spray is
Literally.
water based, so I have to sit there and blow dry it in our paint booth, and I just literally sit there and wait for it to flash dry, and then I go on to the next coat, and that's a lot of my job during the day. So, and I'm like, but usually I gotta be doing something by myself and I put earbuds in. So I like doing it, but yeah, that is my
Have
job.
you have you
Or,
blinged out any of your home gym equipment like at your work, like at your paint booth? Like, do you have like a color theme? Because it sounds like you have the ability. I
Oh
mean,
yeah, you could like you could bring in your rack or something and paint it with that shiny
granted, it's not
coat.
powder coat, but still, like I'm sure you could like put enough heavy duty layers and like do some tricks in the trade and
well, I
make it more
thought about,
durable.
yeah, I've sprayed some of my stuff just straight black,
Hmm.
just because I was like black's easy and it looks good. But I did think about that after I saw I think Basement Brandon's gym, just seeing pictures of the all white. I was like, God, white looks really clean. And if I ever had the time to do it, my goal was to paint it all. One of my favorite colors is the tri-stage white, so it's like a white, but it's got the pearl and the metallic effect to it. So they call it Tri-Stage. And I want to do that because then it's really one of one, because powder coat can't do that. They can't do Tri-Stages like that where it has a shift effect to it, or at least to my knowledge, I don't know. I guess don't quote me on that. But I
Dean
thought
done some
about
pretty
blinging
cool
it
powder
all
coat
out.
stuff. So
I reached out because I saw the one they did a drink spotter, and I was really curious. I was like, is that paint or just powder coat? Because I'm like, it looked really good, like high gloss, and usually that's kind of the thing with powder coat. It doesn't have like a really like mirror finish half the time, so that's what kind of drives me away from it. But yeah, I one day I'd like to paint my stuff and make it look really cool. But for
well,
now,
you ought to be able to have one. You have like a small. Well, you have like one small piece that you could do in like like a couple hours here and there or something. Like they like don't like chip away at it kind of thing. Like start small and be like, oh, this literally like changes the whole. Like I like using this piece now, or it makes me smile when I walk into my gym. So granted, you're
I was
building a
gonna
house, you got a lot going on, but still,
Yeah, I was gonna start with a drink spotter and
that'd be
then
cool.
show box, but and then tell people, if you pay shipping, I'll paint it for free for whatever color I'm spraying it today. I mean, there's always different cool colors that I'm painting every week, so it's something I could throw in quick. And somebody pays for the shipping and whatnot, I can do it for them. But I thought about doing that anyways, but I'm
Now,
like,
if you have if you get a good orange anytime soon, let me know and I'll have Tanner ship you. I'll buy a drink spotter, ship it to you, and then just deal with the shipping. But it's got to be
yeah.
like a nice bright orange.
Oh yeah, I can do any color you can dream of, I guess. So that's the beauty of our system, anyways.
I
Is I
would
have access to
I
all
would
of them. So,
kill for a venti black gym. I don't think you can do that.
no, is Venti black so like blacker than black?
Yeah, or like the light is
You
absorbed into
just
your gym
yeah.
equipment.
walking. Yeah, I need people walking into my racks more than they already do.
Yeah.
Chris will fucking kill
Yeah.
himself if the shit was more invisible.
Oh, geez, yeah, that would be my ideal color. I used to actually work in oh, I'm going back 20 years now. I worked in a place where we did car parts. But my job was to clean the booth. So like everything, the ceiling was coated in grease and the walls were coated in grease. Our job was to clean up the dirt to make sure there was no dirt in the paint.
Yeah, it gets to be pretty technical. Like our booth,
It
we
does.
updated it about 6 years ago, and it was $150,000 to do just the paint booth. And it is it at the time it was the fanciest you could get as far as stateside wise, but it is tremendous benefits to what we can do with our jobs now. I mean, it's always kind of funny when we can do a job in one day. We start out that morning and we get it done that day, and it's painting something, and you get a customer that's like, "Is it safe to take?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we bake the paint on it." Like this bad boy gets up, slap the side of it, and I said, "This bad boy gets up to 120 degrees, and I cook your paint for 20 minutes, and it's safe to go after that." So, yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember those days. All right. Geez, we're about at 8:30. Do you want to move on to some games, or do we have some other stuff to touch on there?
We can do some games and then circle back if we see anything that's chatty about. Do you want to hit them with FMK?
Oh, am I back on that?
Oh, yeah. I forgot that I did much. Let me. I haven't done
Yeah, I went through the notes and made my Mount Rushmore. So
Yeah, sold. I'm back on FMK. Love it. Big Patrick, do you want to explain to the listeners what FMK is here, real quick? Some people
Yes,
might not be overly familiar. I know that for a fact because like 6 out of the 7 people said I don't know nothing or like dash
I
or
don't know what this is. Yeah,
like I don't even.
I think we get that surprisingly a lot.
Well, for specific for FMK, but and Nate even has like it's like descriptive, like
yeah.
it's like there's a thing that says this is like top 3 things or whatever.
Yeah, I had my wife ask that too, and she's like, "That was like so 15 years ago," and like high school years. I'm like, I remember back then saying yeah, FMK,
Yeah.
and so I was like, yeah, to hear it come back again was, but I've listened to it for so long now, it just seems like a common term. But
Yeah, for the record, like we still do Bo Rat impressions over here, like
Yeah, it's like
and make Austin Powers references and stuff like that.
everything that was funny in high school is still funny today.
Yeah, we are timeless.
Indeed.
yeah,
All right, so yep.
FMK, it would be, I guess, plug your ears, fuck, marry, and kill, and you choose between 3 things that you would prefer to fuck, or friend, however I guess you would like to use. Marry the
He
person,
listens.
and then if you like to kill them or disregard them. So that is FMK.
Nice. Well, I got a good one submitted. It was probably from you, I'm not sure, but let's go with Minnesota professional sports teams. So we're going to hit you with the Minnesota Vikings, the Minnesota Timberwolves, and the Minnesota Twins. For anyone not familiar, that is the NFL team, the NBA team, and the MLB team of Minnesota.
Yeah, so I picked those three because I love the sports in Minnesota, and then I also hate them at the same time because it's a source of constant disappointment. And maybe it's the same way for all sports teams, I guess. But when you're a Cleveland Brown fan, it's easy to constantly stay disappointed. But
Mm-hmm.
um,
For sure.
the Vikings just this year I was so hopeful and I've been let down so far. But I would have to probably start with Kill. It's probably gonna have to be the Twins because with MLB, I feel like they have no salary cap, so all you have to do is have money, and you can be competitive. It seems like so. And the poll odds that own the team almost sold it, and then they back out of the sale, and they leave the dumpster fire, and they just keep adding fuel to the fire to make it a bigger dumpster fire. So it's so disappointing. I'm not a like Tanner said last, I think is episode 501 with how boring the World Series is and how boring baseball is. I'm like I have to agree, baseball is incredibly boring, but I still like watching sports just when they're on. And I'm like, Twins are fun to watch sometimes, but overwhelmingly, I'm gonna have to kill them because they just, yeah, the owners will never get it together until they sell the team. I would fuck the Timberwolves, but it's a hard one to say that I would fuck them because I'd also like to marry them because they're the only ones I think that are getting better with time right now. Uh, but they're fun to watch, but they're also prone to the same kind of disappointing features that the Vikings have, where they got a lot of star players, and you're feeling really hopeful, and you're like, "This is our year," and then you get let down in the end again. And final one, I'd marry the Vikings just because, for some reason, I think football being my favorite sport of the professional ones, and the Vikings have just been a constant thing I've always paid attention to the most. And I always make a point with our family that usually whenever the Vikings are playing, we're going to dedicate some time around it to watch the game. But I could really say sometimes I like to kill them too, because like this year, we had all the hope and we got a rookie quarterback finally starting that everybody was glazing, and he's been another letdown. So I was like, it's frustrating because it's like you're like you hate to sound like a Dallas Cowboys fan, but we really thought this was our year, but it again is not our year, I don't think. And yeah, we're back in the basement of the NFC North, and somehow the Detroit Lions are still competing or competitive. So that's sports talk.
Love it.
All right. I guess we'll go Mount Rushmore. Mount Rushmore of WWE divas / women's wrestlers.
God, I wonder, that must have been Jake maybe. Uh, I would have to go for sure Trish Stratus. Um, and this isn't based off of probably skill set, but at the same time, I felt like she was kind of a trailblazer to her own credit back in the day. Uh, Stacy Keebler, um, and Tori Wilson, they both got to be up there. So I don't know how much of a trail they paved for the ladies back in the day, but they were definitely entertaining to watch. So not just to look at, of course, but definitely still some of those cat fight matches were classic to watch, especially when you're like a 10-year-old kid watching them and you're just like, oh my God, they're just ripping each other by the hair. This is the best. And um, I think the last one that I'd probably have to say would be I think I'm going to have to go with Ashley Massaro. I think she passed away, if I remember correctly. I really liked her back in the day, though, and it was kind of odd because I felt like she was gonna. Maybe I'm wrong too because it's been so long and say it's almost been 20 years, but I felt like she was rising up in her popularity at the time, and she was just like it wasn't just a piece of meat to look at, so to speak. She actually could wrestle, and I used to think when the women's wrestling came kind of was rising up here these last like 15 years, I would say in the beginning of it, I kind of was hesitant to like take it seriously almost, but I think they've done a really good job of marketing it as more serious. Like these women are competing to wrestle, not just for somebody to look at. And I'm like, I'm for it. I like it a lot, but I would say those four, and then for some reason, just because I find her entertaining, and my wife always watched their show, but the alien head would have to be Nikki Bella. So That show, the Bella, I don't remember what it was called even, but it was both the Bella Girl sisters show
Yeah.
that they had on. And my wife and I was hooked on it for some reason, so we always watched that one together.
Yeah, women's wrestling definitely for a minute was getting very talent oriented, but in WWE at least, it's gone back to kind of the bikini model is getting pushed thing. Other people are doing it way better. AEW, TNA, they're doing it way better. Um, there is, I don't know if you know the story of Ashley, and I'm not going to tell it on this podcast. Maybe during the after show, we'll talk about what happened there and why her push was canceled.
You'll
Um,
have to, yeah, we'll have to dive into that later because I'm not sure. I think I knew a few things they had mentioned as far as why she did what she did, but otherwise, as far as her uh shortened career, I'm not familiar.
yeah, we'll talk about that later. Keith, you want an affiliate ad?
I got one. There's one thing submitted. We shouldn't touch on it, but I have to
Oh,
ask.
damn it.
I have to. All
I'm
right.
curious.
So someone, I'm just gonna read the whole sentence, and if it's too bad, Nate can cut it. But I think it's funny, and I gotta ask. Okay. So someone submitted when he was getting intimate with a past girlfriend, and our mother tried to interrupt them by referring to them to the then girlfriend by a past girlfriend's name. Like that's the most random fucking submitted thing I might have ever read in my life.
Oh my God. Yeah, he just, yeah, that's my brother, I bet. Yeah, I'll
This is
briefly touch on it because it's probably not one of those stories that is at all relevant to this podcast. But I had a girl over that I met, and I was still living at home because I think I had just graduated high school, and um, I'm not close with my mom whatsoever, and that's a whole other trauma dump for another day. But
oh,
she,
unpaid or underrated mothers. No, sorry.
yeah.
Sorry.
So she came banging on my door and I didn't answer and we're sitting there frozen like what the hell do we do? And she calls this girl out by my ex-girlfriend's name of we had probably broken up back during high school for all I remember and I was like, "Oh my God." And thankfully she laughed and I was like, "Okay, I can laugh too." But that's the story I think I
That's
assume that's
great.
the
That
only
is really
time
funny. Okay.
it happened.
Okay,
I'm glad it
so
wasn't too traumatic.
just to picture this, if you don't mind, because I want to make it a little more
I bet
traumatic.
too.
Yeah, does your mom have a very thick Minnesota accent?
Uh, you know, I yeah, I think so. I feel like I honestly haven't talked to her in person in probably almost 15 years. So,
Okay, and that's fair. Trust me, I get that.
yeah,
I just am picturing Dean banging on the door and being like, "Oh, what
you
you doing
know,
in there?"
yeah. Uh, she's even further up north, and she's up by where she's from is like what we refer to in Minnesota as the boonies.
Oh
She's
yeah.
further
Oh,
north where it's like like not only where's the cell phone service, it's more of like what's a cell phone, and yeah,
oh,
her accent's a little more thick, but
for
I
sure has the accent, and like if that's not a boner killer
yeah.
alone.
Speaking on accents, it'd be hilarious to my father-in-law. They're only 20 minutes away from where my wife and I live now, and he's a dairy farmer, and he's just never left the farm basically, so he doesn't socialize much. But his, I don't even know if it's an accent, but he talks so he'll like Boomhauser from King of the Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like that, but like
that's funny.
and and you when you first meet him, you don't understand a single word he says, but after you get to kind of understand it and listen to him and talk to him, then it's just like it's crystal clear. It's just another English language, and you're just like people that aren't familiar, like what the hell did this guy just say? Yeah,
And you're there translating.
yeah. I'm like, what's it? Yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna round this out with this little affiliate read here. So Kim at Barbell Rescue is always trying to, get your shaft in his barbell rescue brush, clean that up right for you, take all that chalk just out. Home Gym Con, it'll be here sooner than you think. Go ahead and get your tickets at Code Unpaid to help you save a little money on there. Get your hotel booked. Come hang out with Tommy and Tanner. They're getting a booth supposedly. That's what the rumor is. They're on the map. Be really cool. Have that become the new crew meetup maybe versus the Arnold. But what I don't know. Well, the Arnold announcement is coming up soon. Freedom Fitness Equipment. Ashton's always getting some good deals on flooring out there if you need some commercial home gym flooring. And Grant, who hopefully will be home to Dee and the babies for too long. I know he's keeping track of that on the old podcast there. But yeah, Strenko Apparel. Save a couple bucks and use code unpaid there as well.
All right. Should we jump into unpaid and underrated?
Yes, we do. So I won't. Patrick's already explained the other few games, so I'll take this one over. It's been a minute, I think, since I've said it. So, unpaid or underrated? Very original game that Joey and I came up with all by ourselves. Zero inspiration whatsoever. The general gist is we're going to give him up to 6 different topics, and he is going to specifically say the individual topic is either unpaid, which would be overrated because no one wants to be unpaid, or it is underrated because it's pretty good. So, unpaid equals not so good. Underrated, pretty good. Big Patrick, are you ready?
I am ready.
All right. Unpaid or underrated? Let's go with the one that was submitted 19 times. Not sure. No, I'm just kidding. I literally thought I've deleted. I thought I deleted it like 10 times. That's the funny thing. Let's go flying. Unpaid or underrated? Get on an airplane.
Unpaid. I die. I've flown twice in my life, and I hate flying. I cannot do it, and both times I had to get severely intoxicated, which is not ideal when you
No,
land
it's not
and have
great.
to drive the rental car. So,
Oh yeah.
but
right.
yeah, flying is not for me. I'm just terrified of it. So yeah, it's severely unpaid.
Do you know where you can travel to without flying?
Stop.
All right. Unpaid or underrated tennis, specifically 7th grade tennis team.
Underrated. So,
Yeah.
tennis in 7th grade was the highlight of my tennis career, probably because that's when I realized I was ambidextrous, and I was absolutely thrilled to learn that because in tennis it made um, my abilities. I mean, if you're even vaguely familiar with tennis, you always have a dominant hand, and that's your forehand. Well, then if the ball comes to your side that's not your dominant side, you have to do what's called a backhand. It has way less accuracy, and you don't have the same strength with your backhand. Well, when you have 2 forehands, it makes for a hell of a lot more abilities for you. So 7th grade is where I found out, and I really honed in on that skill. And then tennis in general, actually, I get a lot of shit for it because around here, baseball was the big spring sport for our high school, and I always played tennis. I just thought baseball back in the day was boring and still kind of is, but tennis is just I don't know. I've always liked it, and it's fun to watch. It's fast paced enough, but it's something you can kind of always do. So underrated.
Good answer. Specifically what was submitted, and it makes it even funnier that you're, talking about how you were good with both hands and you still let the ball hit you right in the face and got called hotbox for a bit.
Botox.
Oh yeah,
Botox.
I read that. I read that wrong. Botox.
Yeah, it was
You
the
get a little
first day.
welt
I
on the face.
who convinced me to like try practice or whatever that year, but I did. And then there was a guy older than me by a couple years, just walloped the ball, hit me right in the cheek, and I was just full swollen. And
That would hurt.
he's the one that dubbed me Botox, and it stuck throughout my whole tennis career.
That's actually funny. That's good stuff. I even knew it was Botox. I don't know why I mouth parted that one out wrong. Let's see. Unpaid or underrated Taco Bell.
Oh, Taco Bell is severely underrated, and people who say Taco Bell is unpaid have weak stomachs and weak genetics.
And small calves.
Yes, most importantly, small calves. But I'll give them, I guess, Taco Bell for like the last up until about 6 months ago was kind of getting unpaid because I felt like they really destroyed their menu and there was nothing good anymore. But the lifelong memories that Taco Bell created for my friends and I is something that we'll never forget. We have spent thousands of dollars, probably hundreds of thousands of miles driving to Taco Bell because the nearest one to us is 45 minutes away.
Oh wow! I couldn't.
Yeah.
Wow. Would I ever drive 45 minutes for Taco Bell? I don't. I mean, maybe as like a 16-year-old that just had nothing to do, but like
that was us. That was a 16-year-old till probably once all of us started having kids. Then it was I got to get my kids convinced that Taco Bell's actually good when my wife doesn't really like it. So I'm like, kids, this is good, and I promise you're gonna enjoy it. But yeah, Taco Bell, oh my God, we spent thousands of dollars there throughout our high school years, even, and we used to do it. I used to just for the fun of it, I would find somebody to drive us there after work. When I worked at the grocery store, I'd be like, "I'll give you $20, drive us Taco Bell so we can drink in the back." And you'd be surprised how many times we did that. So like,
That's
it was some of the most fun
that's
nights
a
of our
really
lives.
bad deal. And like even if you're buying them their food, because that's $20 for an hour and a half of their time. That's
Yeah, but back then,
Time was
yeah,
a flat
true.
pencil.
Yeah.
Yeah. Time, most people didn't care about time. This was 11 o'clock at night. I'm like, we should all be in bed, but here we are driving to Taco
I
Bell.
do like.
And
Actually,
yeah, it was,
I had Chipotle for dinner. I think I might actually go eat the leftovers when we're done here in a little bit. That'd be pretty good.
when
You
your
got me
only
all.
choices in our town for fast food is we have Subway, McDonald's, Burger King, and Dairy Queen. And then, of
Okay.
course, the Holy Grail, Pizza Ranch. But that's only open until 9 o'clock at night. And when
It's
you
only
work
open
till
until
11
8 o'clock
o'clock,
in Aberdeen, from what I heard. I think
the
everyone was all
Dean,
upset. Well, I think that was because it was maybe. Oh no, it was a Saturday. It was definitely like 7:55. They were like, nope, closed.
yeah, ours is open till 9, but they're not open on Sundays. They use that to observe the day.
Hmm.
But
The
yeah,
Chick-fil-A of Pizza Ranch.
that's what, yeah. I would actually, yeah, they're the pizza version of Chick-fil-A,
Yeah,
or just
pizza.
Chick-fil-A, the chicken sandwich version of Pizza Ranch, because I don't know which one came first, but
the chicken or the
nonetheless,
pizza, which came first?
yeah.
I don't know why you were
Uh,
worried about being on here, but you've done nothing but carry on great conversation. So I'll just give you some kudos. Like you're
don't
not.
tell my wife.
I
She
don't.
tells
We
me I
haven't
talk
had to.
way too much.
I literally haven't had to pull anything out of you. So you're doing great.
No, Taco Bell, severely underrated.
Nice.
Like I said, if you don't like it, then I mean, teach their own. But you have weak stomach probably if that's your biggest complaint.
All right. Well, that's
All
all I
right.
got. That's all I got for you.
Now we're gonna stick to the fast food thing. Unpaid or underrated, the Octa Whopper.
Oh, I I was assuming that would come up, but I was just like, how would they phase it in there?
Just waiting for it, eh?
Yeah. So we had a friend that worked at Burger King, and it was right next door to the grocery store I worked at. And for lunch one day, no, it wasn't our, it was, or for our, I should say break, because we had two 15-minute breaks for 8 hours. And it was, I took my 15-minute break, and utilizing that time, my buddy had already went over there, and he told our other buddy that worked at Burger King, um, make the biggest Whopper you can do. And he said something like he had to stop at 8 because that's the only amount of patties he had ready in time or something like that through the drive-through. So he comes back with this monstrosity, and I think that's the picture I'll probably have to give Keith for like the thumbnail, because my defeat picture, I finished it, so it's not a defeat, but I guess I look defeated, but it's probably a prime thumbnail picture. But it was I mean, you just imagine 8 Whopper patties, and then they put like two tiny little tomato slices and some lettuce on the top, and polish that off in under 15 minutes. And then I had a gallon of water
Did you
to
just have
keep
cheese?
myself
Was it?
hydrated.
Was it? Did you have some couple slices of cheese in there?
There's
Or was it
no
just?
cheese on a Whopper, buddy.
Well, you can add cheese to it. I add
I
cheese. I've never. I won't. I won't
Yeah,
not add
add
cheese to
cheese
a
to the
Whopper.
8 patties.
Well, see.
Yeah, it helped slide down. The best part was the grease on the sandwich that had dripped off onto the floor had solidified by the time I finished the burger.
Oh
So,
no.
yeah,
I couldn't
but
eat
I
8 Whopper
polished her off.
patties.
Yeah, and then I just felt dead inside, and I had the meat sweats. Is what I learned was the thing. I was after halfway through, I was just sweating so bad, and I'm like, holy God! And my buddy was like, he's like, yeah, you got the meat sweats, dude. And I was like, is that a thing? And he's like, well, look at you,
It
And I'm
is
like, oh
now.
my God. Yeah.
Channeling your inner John Candy.
I would say it's underrated though.
Oh, would
It's
you do it
one of
again, would you?
I would actually.
Ugh.
The food I haven't gotten to do any food challenges, and I don't even want to say that I'm like a big eater, but there's like a lot of times where I eat and then I eat and I get done and I'm like, you're like, dear God, I just ate enough for like a family of 6, and I'm like, like, and then you're feeling like you're about to die, you're so bloated, you're just like, God, why do I do this to myself? But
Uh-huh.
yeah,
And then you have a kid as well.
3 kids
Okay,
actually.
so
So
you eat until you hate yourself, and then your kids go, I don't want my nuggets.
yep,
And you and
yeah.
I both know you're going, oh, I'm gonna eat those nuggets, aren't I?
Yeah, I almost get to the point when if we ever eat out that I'm like, I don't even have to order myself anything because I could get full enough off of their leftovers. So
Yeah.
if we just have good food, what am I having tonight? Chicken nuggets, mac and cheese.
What?
So
Yeah. Unpaid or underrated pumpkin spice lattes.
underrated. I will die on that hill.
Yeah, buddy.
Just as soon as it hits it, it's like fall is my favorite season or favorite season. Because it's like it's sweater weather, baby. Um, and it's like once that starts getting released into the stores, and you're just like, it's coming. You know, winter is coming, which isn't so fun, but fall is coming, and that is fun. And it's like, plus it tastes good usually. And what got me started on it was one of my cousins way back in the day. We went to like another cousin's wedding, and she's like, "I gotta stop at Starbucks," and she's like, "Do you want anything?" I was like, "I don't know, let's try pumpkin spice latte." So I got it, and I was like, like my world has been opened up. I was like, I'm so sheltered before, and I was like, this is awesome. So like pumpkin spice is it's my jam usually, but it's one of those things almost like eggnog where it's if I have it outside of the season, it's not good anymore and I don't
Mm.
like it. But I'm like, as long as it's in the seasonal time, then I'm like, it's the best thing ever.
Have
So
you
underrated.
have you had the eggnog latte?
I haven't. I've had a lot of eggnog stuff, but I don't think
Oh,
I've eggnog latte.
it was one of those like I think my wife was working at Starbucks or she had just finished working at Starbucks and I tried the eggnog latte and was like, "Ah, God, I love this. I don't even like eggnog, but something about the frothing and the heating and adding the espresso, I was just like, this is all I ever want is eggnog lattes for all of
That
winter.
only at Starbucks?
Yeah, only at Starbucks. I've
Yeah.
never had it anywhere else. I don't think anybody else has ever even tried it.
Okay. Starbucks is the nearest one's in the same town as Taco Bell, so it's 45
Mm.
minutes away for me. So
Well, they
we only
haven't.
have those.
Don't drive out there for it because they haven't
Yeah.
had it for a while.
Yeah.
All right. Unpaid or underrated Metallica?
Underrated. And I will say it not as a fanboy of like, oh, just because they're the most popular out of the big four, that's the only reason why you like them. It's more of like
Who's the big four?
the big four thrash metal. You're not familiar, Joey? There's
No,
one thing you don't know. No, I'm
I
just
know.
kidding.
I would love to hear who it is.
So big four is it's Slayer, Anthrax, Megadeth, and Metallica. Those are the big four of thrash metal back in the day.
Okay.
So out of the big four, it's like one can use their own brain. I'm like, Metallica's obviously the most popular. And
Hmm.
I was like, if you just kind of, people always used to argue like Megadeth made Metallica, Dave Mustaine. I'm like, he wrote a couple songs on Kill 'Em All, and some of his lyrics and other stuff carried over to songs like Ride the Lightning album. But I'm like, but it wasn't like I like Megadeth too, but listening to his voice is just I'm like,
It's
I'm
funny because
sorry, but
I was
like,
doing it at work the other day too. Somebody was just like, I can't handle that. And then I was just wandering through the warehouse going, hello, me. It's me.
yeah. Oh, so I'm like, Metallica by far is it's like, I don't know. I grew up, I think I got it was like 5 or 6 years old. And my first band, like I said, or taste of rock music that I listened to was Creed. And I had a cousin that was just Creed. You got to listen to this. Creed is the greatest band of all time already. And I think it was Human Clay was the album. And I remember listening to it. I was like, I had to be, yeah, like 5, 6 years old or something like that. And and I was just like, this is the greatest thing ever. This is metal music. But I'm like, I didn't know anything then. Well, then I remember watching on it was like VH1 or whatever. They used to have music videos, and they had Enter Sandman on there for Metallica. And I remember
Mhm.
watching that, and I was just like, "Oh my God, this is the greatest thing ever!" I'm like, "This is how does life go better than this for music?" And I just remember like watching it every chance I got. Well, then it's like Black Album is a great album of Metallica, but I'm like I joke when I hear any song off of Ride the Lightning of Metallica, I'll ask somebody, do you know what this is? And they're just, what? And like, this is the greatest song off the greatest album of all time. I'm like, Ride the Lightning on Ride the Lightning. And, there's like, okay, dude, that's cool. But I'm like, Metallica is just such a, like, I don't know. Everybody argues too, like early albums are way better. Once you hit the Black Album, it sucks. But I'm like, I get their argument. They went commercial, but I was like,
I
it also helped increase it created a bigger. I'm looking for loss of words here, I guess, but they got more people to listen to them, and then they were able to continue on making more music. And like whether or not you liked it or not is kind of irrelevant because I'm like they still continued to make more and different music where back to my point here, why they're underrated is that the other bands of that same Big Four era, or any other metal bands, I mean, there's plenty of them that kind of just stuck to the same formula, like Slayer. Like, no offense to them, I like Slayer a lot too, but you could put on 10 of their songs, and I bet by outside of like one or two of them, you're like, I'm not really sure what that song is. Like, I've heard it a bunch of times, but I have no idea what the title is. And it's like Metallica's almost most of their songs are like unmistakable. You're like, you hear the certain riff or you hear the certain verse and you're like, yeah, that's this song and that's this song. And I don't know, I big fan, so maybe I am just a fanboy, but I've been a fan for all my life and they're my favorite band of all time, so underrated.
I don't disagree at all. And I think if you're going to talk about the big four that you mentioned, yeah, 100%. And anybody that says, "Oh, everything after the Black Album sucked," yeah, right. Fuel was an incredible song. We all like everybody jams out to that song when it comes on. Shut up, you liar! That song was
S&M,
amazing.
the S&M, the live orchestra with San Francisco Symphony.
S&M, yeah.
If you haven't listened to those, man, and I'm like those songs, like No Leaf Clover was a song from that. It wasn't a new one, or it was a new one, not one that they did with the orchestra. It's one that came out new, and I'm like, they're still putting out phenomenal music with an orchestra team, and I'm like, Saint Anger gets crumbed on a lot too, and I can
I
definitely
was
see
about
why.
to bring it up. I was about to say,
I literally was too.
but we're still talking about that snare to this day. And anybody
No,
that hears that annoying snare knows
they
that
don't.
that's from Saint Anger. So as much, and you know what? Still great songs. Frantic is a good song. Some Kind of
Some
Monster is
Kind
a
of
good
Monster.
song. Yes,
That
those
is
are.
one of my hype songs. You listen to that intro, and you're just like, you're ready to
Yep.
go. That
Yeah.
and
I think the last two albums, I would say, like, I don't really have much off of ever since Trujillo joined. I would say that I'm not overly familiar with them, despite knowing who Trujillo was before he joined. Um, but like, no, I'm with you on that one. 100%. The only thing I don't agree with that you said is that Human Clay is the best Creed album. My
No, I didn't.
my own
I'm not saying.
prison,
Yeah.
my own prison is clearly the defining album by Creed.
Yep.
As much as it's not like the one that everybody talks about, that album was like released right after grunge. It's considered like the first post grunge rock album, and that's the one I found Creed on as a kid. I must have been 16 or 17 and was just like, this is rock music now. This is fantastic. But yeah, My Own Prison is definitely a way better album than Human Clay.
I actually have to rescind what I said. I agree actually that My Own Prison, that was the one because it came out in '97. So I think
Yeah.
age wise, that's where it drives up with me. And yeah, I had to look that up. But funnily enough, too, on the topic of Creed, my youngest kid, his name is Creed. So um, not because we love, not because we love
Is your other kid named Taco Bell?
Pizza Ranch, Taco Bell. No, no, we actually the other two are kind of unique in their own too, I guess. But it's Creed was the one that I always jokingly tell people though that I'm like, yeah, we named him after the band, and it's always like a 50-50 if people get it because some of them are like they know Creed and they're just like, are you serious? And I'm like, no. And when other people ask, they're like, did you name him after Apollo Creed, like the movie? And I was like,
Okay.
yeah, I got to be honest. I'm like, that's where the inspiration came from because I was like, when my wife and I when he was in the womb and we were kind of coming up with names and she'd come up with all the pumpkin spice latte white girl names, like Sawyer and Hudson and not to
Yeah,
come on
Caden.
there.
Oh
But
no, what is it? It's like Jaden, Braden, and Okaden. Like,
yeah. So, and we saw I think it was Creed 3 that was coming out. We saw the name Creed and I was just like, I can be down with that. So it stuck, and I'm like, he's a little shithead, but he's a great little 2-year-old, 2.5-year-old kid that's getting a concussion every other week, it seems like. But good kid, named after a great band. So yeah.
all right, so how much bingo did we hit? We hit wrestling, we hit
Oh God,
metal.
God.
Yeah.
Uh,
Keith yawned. He's half asleep now.
I am tired. I don't think I yawned.
yeah.
Sanchez will have to weigh in on that. Is he still in here, Matt? Did I yawn, buddy?
Oh, he is.
Let me know. All right. Well, Big Patrick, do you have anything for us? You did pass on Paid or Underrated, yeah, as it is, but
Sanchez, he posts in the Discord.
yeah, I know. I don't. I see. There's shit from an hour ago. I'm
Okay,
like,
so hold on. So Sanchez, let me say this. If he comes to the Lift Hard Live Easy, I will do an Octo Whopper challenge with him.
oh, there you go.
No noticeable yawn, he also says. But that's not as important as the competition just got thrown down. The Octo Whopper challenge at Live Hard Live Easy.
That would actually be that would be a cool thing at Tanner's house. Like even if Taco Bell or I imagine Burger King's like, no, we won't make that, but you might just have to, someone might just have to like shell out $50 and get like 5 Whoppers and marry them together and shit. But that could be interesting.
I'd probably try it, I guess. So I
get the meat sweats again.
Probably don't do it before you compete.
vomit everywhere.
That'd be the trick of yeah, that would not be a good thing.
Powerlifting's on Friday.
How much fat would that be? No, it's
all
on
of
Saturday.
it. It's all of it.
It's a lot.
Powerlifting Saturday or
Oh,
Saturday.
is it?
Yeah, it's Strongman
Oh, no.
Friday, powerlifting Saturday.
Sounds like a Saturday night event.
I don't have much, I guess, to ask you guys. I felt like the last couple of weeks I would try to think of things to ask, but more of just a props to you guys for doing what you do. I don't tell the sister podcast, but I do look forward to this podcast more than theirs now.
Aw, thank you.
It's nice listening to other people as like they say, like-minded people. But it's also just kind of more enjoyable to listen to kind of personal stories of people that, whether it's through struggles and trauma that they also have, but it's more relatable and more enjoyable to me, I guess, to hear people like that, because I just like listening to that better, I guess, than some strong man that's done it all and has gigantic lifts that make me look like the most poverty lifter that ever existed. So not that that's a problem, because I still really enjoy listening to it. But the other thing I guess I'll add to Keith specifically, that I also enjoy when you crumb on Massonomics for when they have their sales, and it's always small or medium t-shirts. So someone's got to say it, and I'm glad it was you.
I mean, he's gotta clear out the inventory, so we get it. It's just we like to, if you don't make fun of your friends who you're gonna make fun of, so
yeah, that's what I always tell people. I'm like, when we're shit talking you to your face, I'm like, that's when you're part of the gang. And it's like, if you're not getting harassed by us, then you're probably not part of that friend circle, I guess.
Did you see the douchebag on John Hack's video that Tanner did the screenshot of, that was telling him like are you gonna start a new map for this? I quit listening to your podcast, you fucking suck. Whatever the fuck he said. It was paraphrasing, but it's like he shit on him all kinds of, and then Tanner, he hit him with the whole like, what was it? Something to the extent of,
I'm gonna sell you a new attitude because yours is a bummer.
Yes, that was like, that's just something Tanner would say. I love it. And I think that guy either deleted his comment or blocked me, because I can't see anything on it, because I
had to delete it. And that all of the negative ones, I went and found that one dude that was just like, you guys are what's wrong with powerlifting and blah blah blah. And I went and found the dude, and the dude looks like a thumb. I tagged Power Dwyer because I don't want to call him a cunt myself. It's like I don't want to like shame people for how they look, but like if you're gonna go on the internet and say mean things, lock your account so that we know you're a piece of shit, or like be better than the things that you're trying to tell other people to be better at. That's all. I guess that's just me. Like, if I go on somebody's page and I'm like, yo, your deadlift shit, my deadlift better be better than that person's, and I better have evidence of it somewhere. Not just a selfie of me with my double chin, like looking like
my fish.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, yeah. It's always locked accounts. When it's not locked accounts, it's weirdos.
Yeah. No, yeah. But we really did appreciate hearing that, Patrick. I can't, it's never a bad day when people are tooting your horn for you. So,
yes, thank you.
Basically, gives me doesn't make me pause anymore. Like, because like the whole like I asked you some pretty traumatic things, and in stride, because someone's gonna get value out of that. We're not out here to hurt anyone's feelings, but opening up every now and then to a couple hundred people that you don't know yet. It's kind of an interesting thing that I think and you get to come to the Lift Hard Live Easy in 2026 confirmed. Meet some buddies. There you go.
I like that there's zero reason not to come except for all the reasons you made up.
Yeah, I mean,
exactly, man.
Yeah, my house burned down when I was 13, and then I have another house, and then the house doesn't have heat, and yeah. Let's go. Get to the Lift Hard, Live Easy.
Yeah, there's the challenge. Lift or don't lift. Just come hang out. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
just lift.
Take Friday off. If you can swing, having the wife watch the kids for a couple nights. If obviously bringing the whole family is a chore, I'm sure. So
be difficult.
Just get it to where you have someone that can kind of cover you at home for a couple days and come hang out with us. It's going to cost you a couple $100 for a hotel room or an Airbnb. It ain't the worst thing in the world. Even if you literally just come for like a day, like if that's all you can swing to get away from the family, and you don't, you can't justify the competition. Like, just plan on coming for at least a day. Like, get up Friday morning, come down, watch Strongman, stay for Tanner's party, and then literally drive home and get home at like 1 in the morning. Like, it's not that. That's just it's just like driving to Taco Bell. It's not that big of a deal. All of it.
I think I guess it was just that was the biggest hump to get over. It was just like I said, like the.
Well, this should help. This is going to get you, a couple followers ideally, because somebody's going to find you on Instagram after listening to this, and you're going to grow your crew network, and you're going to get people DMing you, and post a little more lifting though. Get a little more stories with some lifts in it. People let you know you have a gym. Just, I think the more you put into crew, the more you'll get out of it. It sounds like you've been consuming a lot, but this is a big step to putting the work in. So I think people get to know you more, and you might get some people DMing you and just meeting some new friends. That's the whole point of this.
Is the friends we made along the way?
Because didn't someone not to harp on the fire, but like didn't someone else have a fire in their house as a child? Like that was like someone definitely burned their house down.
It was definitely Patrick's like brother. And he's somehow been on this podcast.
No, someone for sure's house burnt down, or there was some basement fire. I don't remember, because like the whole time you were talking, I was like, I swear I've heard some of this story before. But all right, well, I think we've gone on enough for the listeners. I think they have got their money's worth. Go buy your UNU hoodies if you haven't yet. Big Patrick, where are they gonna find you at?
You can find me on Instagram at Carkz, CARKHZ. And follow me on Discord on, I think it's Big Patrick. So, and then that should be it, I guess.
Nice. Big Joey, where you
at? Joey_Malesko, MLECZKO, and that's about it.
Nice. We got the Instagram, Unpaid and Underrated Podcast, website, unpaidinternpodcast.com, where there is an extensive amount of information. If you're listening to this and you want to find some guests to go, listen to, go in there, type their name in if you know who they are. Their episode number comes right up. We got 130 plus in the backlog. If you're new to this and you want to get to know people, you start wherever, just as long as you track it. Like one of those apps will tell you what episode you listen to and what you haven't. But I know we are in a time investment, and we appreciate anyone that puts the time in to listen to us. I think it's great for everybody. We also got the YouTube. There's definitely some people watching over there. I see those views and comments every week. I am Keith Honeycutt73 on Instagram. More importantly, go follow my Orange Gem, the No Wine Cellar. Until then, we'll see you next Tuesday.
Yeah, I have one good Massonomic story too that kind of makes it come full circle about. I think
Cum or Crumb?
Huh?
Cum or Crumb?
I think it was around 2021. I want to say winter of 21. Anyways, I found on Marketplace a lat pull down for sale, about an hour and a half away from me.
It's the one Tommy got, isn't it? You fuck.
took the family down with us, hauled the trailer, and took my brother's truck. 'Cause at the time I didn't have a truck, but is this guy Nick Tulutke, and I didn't think anything of it. No idea who this guy was. He just looked like kind of like a pretty boy. But get down there, really nice house, and I go to back the trailer in, and it got right to the edge of the ditch, and it was like a real shallow ditch, but it was covered in like snow and ice, and it slid and whipped around and hit the box side on my brother's truck, and it crushed it. So I was like, oh my God, this is embarrassing. And the guy saw it all and he's just kind of like, is everything okay? I was like, yeah, I just suck it backing up a trailer, I guess, and just wrecked my brother's box on his truck. But neither here nor there. I was like, I'm still here to pick up the lat tower. So um, get in there, and he's got this big garage with probably like 16-foot tall ceilings, and it's just loaded with stuff in there. And I'm looking around, and he's got a bunch of like IPF posters up and banners and everything, and it's like it says like Tokyo and somewhere like Russia. I can't remember which specific area, but a bunch of different places. And I get to kind of talking to him, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm actually like a 7-time world champion power lifter." And he was like, in my opinion, it was like John Hack before John Hack. He was that good, like pound for pound, and his weight, like his lifts were huge for his size and everything. And then I'm kind of looking this guy up, and here I see that he was on an episode of Massonomics, and I go watch the video. Yeah, and he's in person. I think they went to his place in St. Cloud because I think it's even.
Oh, didn't they do a tour or something? That was like the first like in person or the first not at Tyler's basement video. I think they did.
And I was like, no shit. And I'm like, and here underneath my sweater, I was wearing like a bench heavy shirt or something.
Man,
I'm
that would have literally
never once talked about Massonomics with him, but I'm like, comes full circle. Yeah.
Hong Kong.